Hey Stoners, welcome to another edition of Sticks-n-Stonez. I am your host, Brent Elrod, coming to you from the cozy confines here on the patio at the No Shoes Bar and Grill, deep in the heart of the Republic of Texas. Today, I have a great episode lined up for you. We are bringing together the bold and distinctive flavors of a punch rare Corojo with our latest affiliate partner, Keeper's Heart Irish American Whiskey. I think it's going to be an awesome episode. So right after this, we are going to pop the cork, cut the stick, and get to toasting. Now, I really think that this particular episode is, you need to be ready. I mean, be prepared to embark on a sensory journey like no other. I think this pairing is just going to indulge all of your senses, and it's going to be a beautiful marriage of flavors and aromas with spiciness off of the punch rare Corojo and the smooth and rich flavor of the Keeper's Heart whiskey. I have really been chomping at the bit to get this episode done, so I am extremely excited to get going. So we're just, hey, go ahead and pour you a dram, sit back, relax. I'm going to take care of everything. Now, the Punch Rare Corojo, Punch, one of the premier names worldwide as far as cigars go. This particular stick, the Rare Corojo, this is a Magnum. It is 5.1 by 54 on the ring gauge. The filler is a blend of Dominican, Honduran, and Nicaraguan tobaccos. And sorry, I just bumped the mic up just a little bit. I didn't think I was coming through quite loud enough, so I hope I didn't blow any ears out. The binder is a Connecticut broadleaf, and the wrapper is Ecuadorian. Now, visually, it is just a beautiful stick that is a little darker than a medium brown. It has, it does have kind of a definite reddish hue to it. It's got tight but very visible seams. It has some moderate veining. It really, these are, as far as the leaves go, there's very little veining on the leaf. I mean, it's an impeccable looking wrapper, and it does have a double cap. Now on the nose, it's a really simple nose profile. I get chocolate and raisins, and just a hint of nuttiness. Let's go ahead and give it a cut. Test out the cold draw. Hopefully you saw my blog post about for beginner cigars, beginners in cigars. It's kind of a cigars 101, and I kind of discuss the different ways of cutting a cigar. And my preferred method is the V-cut, which is what I'm going to use today, using my Cassetti multi-cutter. I do use the guillotine on it from time to time, but typically I do the V-cut. I like the way the draw is. And those of you that are seeing the live stream, very nice cut. Now on the cold draw, I get baking spices, sort of like cinnamon and nutmeg. and some leather, maybe a little bit of cedar, and a little bit of pepper in there. Let's go ahead and fire it up. Using the Rocky Patel 5 torch, the Envoy. I love this lighter. It's a 5 torch, but it literally just sips the butane. All right, it's got a decent smoke production, but not the huge quantities of smoke that you expect off of like a Drew Estate or a Rocky Patel. But it like I said, it's a decent volume of smoke. Full disclosure, the double cap came completely off. Gone. Right there. Happens sometimes. I get a nice palette of cashews mixed with coffee and maybe a little bit of molasses sweetness on the draw. I mentioned it's got a decent amount of smoke production, but it's not excessive. But the smoke that's there is velvety and smooth, and just me puffing on it, not trying to blow cigar smoke rings. There are several smoke rings wafted up. It is a very luxurious smoke. That is a really good cigar. It's burning a little wavy. Those on the live stream, you can kind of see. I am going to go ahead and just try and touch it up just a little bit, not a lot, and then see if it corrects itself the rest of the way out. I really do like this cigar. I'm not a big Corojo smoker. It is, at least in my experience, is a little rarer to find. But this is a really good cigar. But now, let's move on to the star of the show. Keeper's Heart Irish American Whiskey. This is Keeper's Heart, to my knowledge, is the only Irish American whiskey being bottled in the United States. If there's somebody else out there doing it, I've never heard of them. So that does make them a little rare right off the bat. All right, there we go. Now then, couldn't wait to get this thing uncorked. And, as you know, I'm a big fan of corks. I do not like screw tops. They're using a cork. Oh, wow. That's probably the best cork pop I've ever had, except maybe on champagne. That is awesome. And I love the distinctive style of the bottle. It almost reminds me of like the old pharmacy bottles from back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. That's really, it's really neat. And I actually have some more. This is not the only distillation that they have. They actually have several different types of whiskeys, and I've got a couple more on the way, so those will be coming up. I am really happy to be partnering up here with Keeper's Heart. This is kind of exciting. All right, let's go ahead and pour us a glass. As I said, the classification is Irish American. Its classification is Irish whiskey blended with American rye whiskey. The company that produces this is the O'Shaughnessy Distilling Company. The distillation is sourced from undisclosed distilleries in the United States and in Ireland. The proof is 43% alcohol by volume, so it's 86 proof. Now, officially, this is a non-age statement whiskey, this particular line. But the mash bill is undisclosed, except that it is a combination of Irish grain whiskey, Irish pot still whiskey, and American rye, all aged a minimum of 4 years. So, I guess you could say technically it's a 4-year-old whiskey, but, officially non-age statement. All right. I wish they'd put that dog up. All right, on the nose. There's no, you get the hint of a whiskey aroma, but there's no alcohol burn in the nose. It's florally and somewhat grassy, with some hints of spice and grain. And as those of you that are watching on the live stream can tell, this is a very, very light golden color, almost the color of what you'd consider the color of like hay. Now on the palate, that's a very good whiskey. There is, even though it's only 86 proof, there is a little bit of alcohol burn on your tongue, just a little bit, not a lot, and it fades away fairly quickly. It's already gone now after my first sip. There is a significant amount of spice from the American rye, but the Irish whiskeys bring in citrus and vanilla and some ginger. There's some baking spices mixed in there with some fruit, and there is just a hint of like a bitterness that I can't quite put my finger on, just along the sides of your tongue after you've swallowed. But it fades away pretty quick. It's so fleeting. It's hard for you to pinpoint exactly what it is that you're tasting. Now on the finish, you get baking spices, and there's some fruit mixed in there with kind of a caramely sweetness, and it's kind of a medium finish. It doesn't last particularly long, but it also doesn't fade really quickly. I think overall they've done a pretty good job here. This is really good, and I'm excited to see what the other ones are like. And I'll tell you, there'll be more, because I'm going to be, I'll be doing some spots on my social media for them and things. It's a budget-friendly whiskey as well. Okay, those of you on the live stream, there is a hot air balloon. I don't know if I've got it in the shot or not. I heard the fire go, you know, when they shoot flame up into the balloon to make it rise. And I thought maybe we were being attacked by a dragon or something, and I looked over and there he was, just floating there. So I thought maybe this was stronger than I thought at first. I was like, wow, I'm hearing dragons and seeing balloons. Maybe I need to go ahead and stop while I'm ahead. But anyway, such is live video. And those of you on the audio, you're just getting to hear me talk about it. It's funny. And now he's coming back up again. I think he was headed for the ground because he had disappeared completely behind the house here behind me, and now all of a sudden he's rising rapidly. I don't know if that was intended or not. I just want to sit and stare at it, but I've got to keep the show going. We're going to try them together now. They do go very well together. The stick is not overpowering, and the whiskey is soft and subtle enough that it doesn't overshadow the stick. So they are pairing very well together in that regard. I mean, it is it's a symphony of just pure indulgence, whether you are a seasoned connoisseur or if you are just beginning your journey into the world of cigars and whiskey. I think this pairing is sure to provide you with the perfect pairing experience. Just definitely give this a try. And I'm not even to the halfway mark yet. He's still up there, floating around. Just watching him go higher and higher. Speaking of the halfway mark, I am going to go ahead and burn this down to the halfway mark, and then I will come back and give you an update. Hey, Stoners, I am back here at the half. This pair is still doing very well. The cashews have kind of dropped away on the stick, and a note of cloves has kind of joined in. The keeper's heart is still melding very well with its florally kind of grassy sweetness. While this is an Irish American whiskey, it does still hold many of the characteristics of Irish whiskey. So if you love Irish whiskey, you should probably indulge in a bottle and give this keeper's heart a try. I forgot to mention that if you didn't watch the live stream, that I am wearing my latest Freedom Fatigues t-shirt today with the Gadsden flag snake and Don't Tread on Me on it, with 1776 and several stars in an arch over the top of the snake. If you haven't gone to see the folks over at Freedom Fatigues, you really should. You can find a link to them in the description of this show. You can also find a link to them over on the Sticks-n-Stonez website, STICKSNSTONEZ.com. Or I've also done some reviews, or unboxings, whatever you want to call it, where I've put on their hats, shirts, things like that when I get new ones in. There's several of those videos in my feed, and you can go and get a link to them from there as well. Great folks, veteran owned and operated. Definitely need to support those folks. And all of their merchandise is made in America. Ta-da! So, No, cheap overseas stuff. It's all great quality. So go see the folks over at Freedom Fatigues. I'm going to go ahead and burn this stick down to the band, and I will come back and give you my final thoughts. Howdy, Stoners. I am back. Sadly, this pairing is coming to an end. It was a wonderful experience, though. The punch Rare Corojo added in the cloves kind of drifted into the background just a little. It pulled back a little bit, and something along the lines of maybe chocolate bark or kind of a bittersweet chocolate, baker's chocolate, something along those lines. Not a regular milk chocolate or dark chocolate kind of thing. More of a semi-sweet kind of added in, which blended very well with the baking spices, and then the florally notes and the spices on the Keeper's Heart. The Keeper's Heart held its own, did very well. I'm very excited about the other bottles I have of theirs coming in. This is having been my only bottle. I want to get a little more experience with them, but it was very good, and I think these did very well together, and would also pair with other things very well. I would give the Punch Rare Corojo, I'd give it a 90 matchsticks out of 100. It's a really great cigar, and you would really like it. It kind of approached medium strength there in the last half, so this would be very good for a beginner that's just wanting to kind of wet their feet in cigars and whiskey, or cigars and alcohol. And it'd also be a really good smoke for somebody that's been smoking cigars for years. So it is definitely one that you will want to get a 5-pack or a box and keep 1 or 2 or more in your humidor at all times. The Keeper's Heart, I would give it I'd give this particular distillation an 86 Whiskey Stones out of 100. I see some very, very good potential for this to be an excellent whiskey going forward, and this would be a good, again, somebody getting their feet wet. This would be a good a whiskey to start with. The Irish whiskeys are typically a little milder and sweeter, and that way you're not jumping right in and hammering on some Wild Turkey 101 or Rare Breed or something like that. Those are great, but that's definitely not baby steps. Baby steps. You'll get there, but this is a very, very good whiskey, and I am going to enjoy drinking more of it. I hope you have enjoyed this pairing as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Please hit like, subscribe, share, notify, ring all the bells, all the whistles, everything, and share the snot out of it. That's how I grow. I've really been picking up steam on YouTube and on X or Twitter. There I can do a lot more stuff. They're a little freer on Twitter and don't hold you back as much, so I can do a little more over there, and I like that. But I'm still on all the social media. You can find me pretty much anywhere. We're on the podcast. The audio is on YouTube via Sprecher. And then, I do the live feed for the first half. And that posts, or that, not post, but it's live on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. So you can watch the first half of all the episodes, but you have to catch me. Like this weekend was the weekend before Christmas, and I couldn't do anything yesterday because we were getting ready for a family party. So a lot of times I'm kind of last minute on jumping out and doing my episodes, but I'm trying to get better. But The audio is also on all the major platforms: Pandora, Spotify, iHeartSprecher, Amazon Music. You can even type Sticks-n-Stones into the Amazon shopping app, and it'll pull up our episodes. And the cost is free. That's awesome. So you can find me pretty much anywhere. Tell all your friends about it. Go visit our ad partners. You can find links to them on the Sticks-n-Stonez website, STICKSNSTONEZ.com. You can also find blog posts. I mentioned earlier, I did this great Beginner Cigars 101. It was a fairly lengthy post, but I think it would give somebody just starting out some really, really good knowledge before they go walking into the cigar lounge the first time. And support all of our ad partners. You can find links to all of their sites there. Freedom Fatigues, Keeper's Heart, The Stick, and This Spirit. There will be a link to each in the show description. So while you're listening to the show, you can click on the links and you can go out there and order. Can't get any simpler than that. The sticks, you can get those through Cigars International. And now Keeper's Heart, I have to look and see if they're at Total Wine, but this is I'm partnering with Keeper's Heart specifically. So, and you can order, there's a more than half the states that they can ship to. So you can order it, and as long as somebody over 18 is there to sign for it, you're good. And I've got more coming. And I guess that's going to be it. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I will be here one more time before the year's out. And I'm off the week of Christmas, so I might even do some more, like live stuff. So just keep watching, it's that kind of thing. Anyway, until we get to be together again, keep your sticks dry and your stones cold, and have a great day.